Good evening. I want to talk to you today about the best way to immediately calm down an angry customer. Now, the best way to do this is going to be two things. The first thing is going to be to not to let the customer scare you. The second thing is going to be to speak the customer's language. Now, here's what I'm talking about. We have a customer by the name of Luther, okay? Luther is a longtime patron of a local coffee shop, okay? Now, the issue is that Luther, he did not receive his weekly loyalty reward points on his rewards card, okay? Now, Luther has been patronizing this coffee shop for, let's say, 6 or 7 years. Luther loves every single thing on the menu. Luther comes to this establishment, 4 or 5 times a day, okay? Now, in doing that, Luther has also purchased a membership from this particular coffee service for $9.99 a month. And upon that, Luther has to spend a certain amount of money or whatnot per transaction, and he gets back a certain amount of points back added to his reward card. So Luther then takes that reward card and roll around to the coffee shop, scans it, gets free stuff, and drives off. And he just repeats the cycle. Now, for some reason, the system didn't give him his weekly loyalty points. So Luther rolls around through the drive-thru. His scan, he's tried to scan his loyalty card. The loyalty card didn't scan. He's upset. He pays the money, but then he drives off and he gets home. Now, once he gets home, he phones in to the coffee shop. Now, allow me to elaborate this conversation. Now, Luther is pissed. He calls the coffee shop. Thank you for calling Tony Reed's Coffee Shop. This is Tony speaking. How can I help you today? Man, look here. My name is Luther. Look, I'm a long-time customer. I spend $10,000 a day with you. I eat with you 15 times a day. I do this, and all I ask is just to get my loyalty points. Why the hell did my loyalty points go through? I meet every single criteria that you put out here. I come to your restaurant. I'm probably one of your best customers. I need to know right now, where are my loyalty points? I look forward to those loyalty points. Those loyalty points actually buy the food for my daughter for the week. So I need my loyalty points right now. What are you going to do about it? Now, at this point right here, Luther is pretty cool right here, okay? He's a little hot, but he's still relatively cool. He's not super angry. Now, at this point right here, most reps or either most team members at this point would say something to the extent of, so you scanned your card at the store? Did you not ask them to fix it at the store? Now, at that point, that just added fuel to Luther's fire. Now, Luther's even more pissed off. What do you mean? This is your job to fix this. Look, all I need to do is pay $9.99 per month for this subscription. Do I need to cancel my account? So now Luther is going off. Okay? Now, the best way to combat a situation like this is going to be, again, that leads us back to our new war boards here. It's going to be two things. Number one, the agent did not speak Luther's language. And Luther's language is going to be the language of entitlement. Okay? That's why Luther is angry, because Luther is entitled to get his reward points because he pays a monthly subscription service for $9.99. So Luther feels like, okay, hey, regardless of what happens, I better get my reward points. Now, the agent did not do that. The agent just more so kind of like zoned out a little bit. Now, the next thing, the agent started babbling. And you cannot babble whenever an angry customer calls in. You can't, you can't do all of that right there, And the reason why the agent was babbling or the team member was babbling was because Luther scared the customer. A lot of times that agents and team members, they actually get scared whenever customers call in, like real angry. But your reps really shouldn't get, let that scare them. Now, Allow me to show you what the rep could have done and should have done to prevent Luther from blowing up even more. Let me show you. Now, Luther calls in. Thank you for calling Tony Reed Coffee. This is Tony speaking. How can I help you? Man, you know who this is, Tony. You know who this is. Man, look my account up right now. I went around, drive through, tried to scan my loyalty rewards card or whatnot. I tried to do it, swipe, it didn't work, Tony, and everything. So this is your fault, your responsibility. I pay $9.99 per month for your subscription service. Do I need to cancel my subscription service with you, Tony? Like, is your system that incompetent, and are your team members that incompetent that they can't give me my weekly reward points? Huh? What's up with that, Tony? What are you going to do about it? Now, here's what the agent should have done. I deeply apologize about that right there, Luther. Yes, of course, absolutely. Give me 1 second. Let me look your account up here so I can get you going here, Luther. Okay. Now, what's your loyalty number here, Luther? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Give me 1 second here, Luther. Click, 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 click. All right, Luther. Here's what I've done for you here. Now, for all the headache and inconvenience you had to deal with in this situation right here, Luther, what I've done for you was, instead of giving you the normal 7 points that you're entitled to, what I've done for you, Luther, I've issued you 22 points that now you're entitled to for this huge headache and this huge inconvenience here, Luther, that you had to deal with in this situation. Now, as soon as the rep says something to that extent, Luther's defenses are immediately dropped. He just immediately drops his defenses. And the reason that is because most reps, they try to combat with the customer. Nah, man, you swiped the card and it didn't go through, da 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 da. It's like an argument back and forth, and that is not what you want to do. So that's going to be the 2 top things to do to immediately calm the customer down. And again, that's going to be speak the language of entitlement. If the customer calls in saying that he's upset because he pays a monthly subscription service or whatnot, and then this didn't go through, that's a key word, entitlement. If you have a customer that calls in and says, oh yeah, I work with your service here, and then this is this and that, you know, I spend this amount of money per week, per month, per day, per year with your company. All of those are entitlement statements. And typically when people are calling in, that's why they're calling in angry, because some way of entitlement, whether it's a refund they're entitled to, credits they're entitled to, points they're entitled to, a callback they're entitled to, or whatever. It's entitlement. So you have to make sure you combat entitlement with entitlement. So again, if the customer calls in, and this goes back to active listening. So once the customer calls in, you have to make sure you listen for those entitlement type of triggers. As soon as you hear that, once you're able to get a chance to speak, you need to actually throw the entitlement back at the customer. The second thing or whatnot you don't want to do, you don't want to start yabba dabba doing, or AKA babbling. You don't want to let the customer scare you by what they say, because customers will say any damn thing to get what they want. So if the customer hears you babble, the customer is subconsciously thinking in their head, haha, I got him. Yeah, I got him exactly where I want him. And then at that point right there, the customer feels like that they're the ones who's dominating the call, when the agent should be the one who's, you know, controlling the call. Now, that about wraps up today's video. Until next time, I'll catch you later.